Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Share the Zoom. Just share, join the Zoom. You can share there, and it will, everyone will be able to see.
अच्छा.
So there is a Zoom. If you connected his internet.
So then how will
I'll do.
So what we can do is, if I connect HDMI here, will this not be available on Zoom? No, no.
This is join the Zoom. If you join the Zoom, it will be.
Okay. ठीक है. What is you can do that. Huh? है कि it has username password? या यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड बता दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं. यूजर आईडी.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining today. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for joining today. I think there is some echo. Just started. You disconnect the audio, I
Yeah,
think.
okay. Now it's good.
So we are so glad and honored to welcome His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu. Uh, let's chant loudly Hari Bol to welcome him. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So, I mean, he doesn't need any introduction, to be really honest. I've been following him from years altogether. Sanskrit scholar, and he has done so much research uh, in our scriptures. Uh, but I just want to give my due respect to Prabhuji and want to introduce him. Hari Parshad Prabhu, he is disciple of Radha Govind Maharaj and joined ISKCON in 2002. He was born in Gaud Saraswat Brahman family in Mumbai. His father and grandfather are both devotees of Sri Sri Rukmani Vitthal of Panditpur. Hari Parshad Prabhu learned Sanskrit in a traditional way in his childhood and was taught the Laghu Siddhanta comedy of Pandita Varadaraj. Between 2002 to 2007, he served as a book distributor, big Haribol for him, and organized programs and seminars for ISKCON youth in Juhu. He has also written Sanskrit verses in Chitra Kavya style. In 2007, Hari Parshad Prabhu was appointed assistant editor of Gopalji publication. Hari Parshad Prabhu is an accomplished Sanskrit scholar, and having studied Ashtadhyayi, the complete 4,000 sutras of Panini, and completing a translation with commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Mana Shiksha in 2015, he currently compiles a fortnightly e-magazine called Shri Krishna Kathamrit Bindu, where he regularly contributes fresh translations and articles. He holds a master's degree in information technology, graduating with distinction from Manipal University in 2012. He is married with a son. Hari Parshad Prabhu is member of Shastrik Advisory Council since 2016. So we'll again loudly chant Haribol and welcome Prabhuji. Big loud Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu, for coming here. And if it's feeling cold, Prabhu, please let us know. We'll make parallel.
No, you are around. I'm feeling warm. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Jai Shri Radhe Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for kindly inviting me and family to your home. And thank you for kindly opening the doors of your home for all of us devotees here. I've been told that This is a new home? 1 year old. Okay. So this is your new home. Have there been any programs here previously? Okay. So thank you for kindly opening the doors of your home. Actually, it is Jai Shri Radhe Mataji's home. Yeah, that is Param Satya. Because na griham griham ityahur grihini griham uchyate. Actually, four walls don't make a home. It is the lady of the home who makes a home truly beautiful. And this home is beautiful, very beautiful, because it has the touch of Mataji, Jai Shri Radhe Mataji in it. And I'm sure all the good things, all the decorations that were planned were decided by Mataji. And this is how, every home is planned. So thank you to Mataji, thank you to yourself. And your name may be there outside the door. That is where your domain ends. But thank you, Prabhu, for kindly inviting all of us. We are very, very grateful that you kindly organized this program. And it's very kind of you. Sri Jiv Goswami says in Gopal Champu, Grihasthas who organize programs, open the doors of their homes, are like the roses of Vrindavan. How many of us know what is the specialty of the roses of Vrindavan? They're different from here. Also, we have some roses, yes, but the roses in Vrindavan have some specialty, that they are very fragrant. How many of us have experienced that the roses of Vrindavan very, very fragrant? So the roses of Vrindavan are very fragrant, and they're so fragrant that sometimes bees that are flying, far high up in the air, they get attracted by the fragrance of the roses, and they were trying to fly somewhere else, but suddenly they decide to stay in Vrindavan because of the fragrance of the roses. So I am like that bee. I was flying in the US here and there, but your home is like the fragrant rose, and you opened the doors and we got prasadam. The fragrance of prasadam came, so I came attracted. So thank you, Prabhu. Anything for free prasadam, and thank you for kindly inviting all of us here. So today I would like to speak something on Krishna's appearance in the mind of Shri Vasudeva. Before Krishna actually appeared in this world, Krishna first appeared in the mind of Shri Vasudeva. And that is a very important section of the Srimad Bhagavatam. But before I speak anything about it, I'll do a short kirtan for 5 minutes, and then I'll chant Mangala Charan, and then we will begin. Right? So is there anybody who's playing Mridang and Kartal? You are all right, okay. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Sudarshan, Jaya Jagannatha. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev. Srijanudai Gaur Premanande Hari Bo Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. So, Shastra Sir Prabhu, I think we'll connect the HDMI directly to the TV. Okay. That way, I mean, anyways, the Zoom is going on simultaneously. So it won't affect the Zoom, right? Zoom audience is seeing through here, not through here, no? Through you, through this. Okay, I'll share my screen. And okay, okay, I'm ready to share. All right. So I just need to connect the power cable. There is a yeah. This yeah, it's long. Can all of you see the screen? Yep. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, bro. And is there a possibility we can make this full screen? It's showing that you can do, bro. So that devotees who are sitting behind can also. I think the view of full screen should be down below. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly assembling here. Yeah, this is good. Thank you. Thank you very much for kindly assembling here. I'm very thankful to each and every one of you for kindly coming here. Today, we are going to discuss direct Krishna Katha. The devotee is very important from time to time to relish direct Krishna Katha. And today is a good opportunity to relish Krishna Katha because all of us have gathered here. It's a very good evening. And it's, I think, the first time I've had an outdoor program like this. So, yeah. So I'm very thankful that all of you have come here. Dear devotees, today we are going to speak something about a very interesting topic, that is Krishna's appearance in Vasudev's mind. So dear devotees, before we begin, I'd like to offer Mangala Charan or auspicious invocations. Most of us know these prayers. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे शिल प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि So dear devotees, before we begin hearing something directly about Sri Krishna, it's important to understand what is the greatness of hearing Krishna Katha. At the end of our spiritual lives, we want to have direct absorption in Sri Krishna. That is very important for all of us, because our society, the name of the very society is based on this remembrance of Krishna. International Society for Krishna. If Krishna is not in the consciousness of a particular living entity, then it is very difficult for them to attain perfection. But how will Krishna be in our consciousness if we do not have regular practice of hearing about Sri Krishna? So it's important to regularly hear about Sri Krishna, and this is done by organizing programs wherein we speak directly Krishna Katha. So today we are going to hear Sri Krishna Katha, and this Krishna Katha we are going to add a lot of nectar to it. A lot of juice should be added so that it becomes relishable for all of us. So Krishna Katha is Krishna Katha, but we will have thoda nectar added Krishna Katha. Dear devotees, would you like to hear some nice juicy Krishna Katha today? All right, wonderful. So dear devotees, I would like to begin with a quote from Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada speaks something about Krishna Katha, and this is Srila Prabhupada, what he says. So Achyut Kumar Prabhu, you have a good voice. Okay, can you read loudly what is there on the screen? That's okay. Okay, for online only. Thank you. I will proceed.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Vacha. There are two important Krishna Kathas current in the world, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha because it is spoken by Krishna, whereas Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna Katha because it narrates about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya advised all his disciples to preach Krishna Katha all over the world without discrimination, because the transcendental value of Krishna Katha can purify one and all from material contamination.
Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada is speaking this in a purport to Srimad Bhagavatam, that when we are living in the material world, there's a lot of contamination that enters into our heart in the form of ordinary topics. And it's important to purify our consciousness from these topics by regularly taking a bath. But we take a bath not only using water. It's important to take a bath through the direct words of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is what cleanses the consciousness of all the dirt that has been accumulated. Dear devotees, can you see yourself in a few years or in a few decades, all of us will be in the final moment of our lives. Do we see sometimes ourselves in those final moments of our lives when we are lying down and only a few moments are remaining before we leave this body? Sometimes we should try to visualize ourselves like that. And in those final moments of our lives, what do we want to remember? Because somebody may be holding a picture of Krishna in front of us, but sometimes the eyes don't work. Somebody may be singing in front of us, but sometimes the ears don't work. But there is one sense organ which keeps working till the final moment. And that sense organ is the heart. And the heart has one function: to remember, smaran. Therefore, the name of the society has been kept around the function of the heart. What is the function of the heart, dear devotees? Smaran. So to always remember Krishna. That will be perfection of our lives. But not only to remember Krishna, but to remember Krishna in a very joyous way. So this is required, dear devotees, and we will try to begin that today. I'll be speaking from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This will begin from the first chapter. But I'll be speaking from a very special commentator. This commentator is named Sri Harishwari. And this commentator, Srila Prabhupada named a disciple after him, Harishwari Prabhu. This commentator is very special because behind every Krishna Lila, he introduces wonderful realizations in his commentary. For example, many of us have heard Damodar Lila. In Damodar Lila, the milk starts boiling because the milk wanted to commit. So which commentator said this, dear devotees? Yeah. It was him who wrote realizations. Behind every realization, every event in Krishna Lila, he is asking one question. And the question is why? Alright, so this important question we have to ask behind every Krishna Lila. And he will ask behind every Krishna Lila. But we saw Srila Prabhupada glorifying Shri Krishna Lila. Now we will see the commentator Sri Harishwari glorify Shri Krishna Lila. He composes a verse glorifying Shri Krishna Lila. This verse is in the meter Shardul Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam, the tune. Can we try to sing together, dear devotees? Alright, let's sing together, dear devotees. Yatashasya nayat priyam bhavati tat syat kamiloka priyam yadvastvasya na saukhyashali bhavati preshtham cha tad yogina satyevam yadihavatar charite pritir dvayorutkaटा हेतुस्तत्र तथा चरित्र सरणिर नारायणीति स्फुटम. He says, dear devotees, please listen, I am telling you something about Krishna Lila. Yat ashasya. Asha means desire, material. Yat means somebody whose desires have completely gone away. A perfect yogi. Yat ashasya. For a perfect yogi, na yat priyam bhavati. He doesn't like something. What does a yogi not like? He does not like mundane affairs. He doesn't like to hear about boyfriends and girlfriends, all these stories. Does a perfect yogi like this? No. But tat syat kami loka priyam. But a lusty person likes that very much. Everybody agrees? Yes. On the other hand, yad vastvasya na saukhyashali bhavati. A lusty person doesn't like something. What does the lusty person not like? Hearing about the absolute truth. They say, don't give us big lectures on the absolute truth. But preshtham cha tad yogina. The yogi likes that very much. Right? These two people are situated on the far ends of the society. One is the lusty person, one is the yogi. Satyevam. Now just look at the magic of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Ihavatara charite in Krishna Lila. Especially when Krishna will start dancing with the gopis. Both these people from the opposite ends of the society will exhibit similar desires. Yes or no? There is only one literature in this universe which is capable of bringing together people from the far opposite ends of the society. Make them sit in the same audience and bestow the highest perfection of life upon them. And which literature is that, dear devotees? Srimad Bhagavatam. No other literature is capable of harmonizing the entire society in this beautiful way. And this is the glory of Sri Krishna Katha, dear devotees. So, dear devotees, this is wonderful Krishna Katha. No matter which position we are in the society, some of us may be affected by material desires, some of us may be perfected yogis. But no matter which part of society we belong to, we can all come together and hear Krishna Katha and relish Krishna Katha, dear devotees. I will begin with the very first part of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 10th canto begins on a sad note, dear devotees, because there is someone who's very distressed in the beginning of the 10th canto. Somebody is extremely distressed because of the ruffian kings on the surface of the earth. Who is distressed, dear devotees? Bhumi Devi is extremely distressed. And this is narrated in the beginning of the 10th canto. And in her distressed condition, she takes the form of a cow and she approaches somebody. Whom does she approach? Lord Brahma. And dear devotees, this is what Srila Prabhupada describes in the beginning of the Krishna book. Prabhuji, kindly read what it says.
Once the world was overburdened by the unnecessary defense force of different kings who were actually demons but were poising themselves as the royal order. At the time, the whole world became perturbed, and the predominating deity of this earth, known as Bhumi, went to see Lord Brahma to tell of her calamities due to the demoniac kings. Bhumi assumed the shape of a cow and presented herself before Lord Brahma with tears in her eyes.
All right. Achyut Kumar Prabhu, wonderful. Bhumi went to whom? Question arises. What is the question? Isn't Bhumi the direct wife of Bhagwan Vishnu? Yes? Bhumi Devi previously has married one incarnation of Vishnu. Which incarnation, dear devotees? Bhumi Devi is the direct wife. Why not go directly to her husband? She can go directly to Lord Vishnu. But instead of going to Lord Vishnu, she instead chooses to go to whom? Please tell me, what is the reason, Achyut Kumar Prabhu? That's a spiritual master of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. That's good. But Bhumi Devi is not in that. Huh? Creator of the material universe. Wonderful. That is one good reason. Okay. Dear devotees, would you like to hear the reason that Sri Hari Suri gives you? Brilliant reason, dear devotees, that Sri Hari Suri gives in his particular work. Same meter. Let's sing together, dear devotees. प्रेयानप्यनिशं वशोऽपि नितरां शान्तोऽपि कान्तसुतं द्वारीकृत्य तदन्तरङ्गमिह प्रार्थ्यो न जातु स्वतः सत्स्त्रीलक्षणमेतदित्यविकलं प्रख्यापयित्री तदा धात्री सात्मभुवं ययौ प्रथमतस्तत्साधु मन्यामहे. Are here the reason? Prayanapi, husband may be very loving. There are many husbands here who are very loving. Anisham, constantly Vashopi, he may be in complete control of the wife. Many husbands here like that? Yes or no? Yes. Nobody wants to accept the truth, dear devotees. Vashopi nitaram is completely controlled by the wife. Shantopi, and he's Shanta. He's very peaceful in nature. You know who such a husband is? Bhagwan Vishnu. Yes. He's very loving. He's completely in control of his wife. And he's very Shanta. He's not like Lord Shiva. Sometimes he becomes Ugra. But still, instead of directly asking the husband, a more intelligent strategy is Dwari Kritya Tadantarangam. Now I will ask you a question. Okay, Achyut Kumar Prabhu. Let's say, instead of, sorry, you are the target today. You chose to sit here, Prabhu. Acha, are wah, Prabhuji. Haan. She is online. Acha, she is watching online. Okay. She is watching online. Okay. Yeah. So, So Prabhuji, let's say if Mataji has some difficulty, huh? Hypothetically, she has some difficulty and she wants to come to you and speak the difficulty. But instead of coming to you directly, she tells the children, and the children come and tell you, you know, mommy was crying today. What will you immediately say? Ha. But will you ask the child or will you go to the mother? You'll go ask the mother, right? Immediately. So sometimes it is better, many times it is better that if the child will say, then the complaint will be immediately addressed. Huh? Suppose the complaint is there, well, I don't get much time from you, you know. And if she comes and says, "Bro, I don't get much time," you say, yeah, okay, I'm busy. I'll come back later. But if the child comes and says, you know, today mommy was crying. Why was she crying? She was saying that she doesn't get any time. Then you will immediately address the situation. Yes or no? So, dvari kritya tadantarangam. Therefore, it is better to make the sun the dwara, the means of speaking something. Satstri lakshanam. This is the characteristic of an intelligent lady. Brahma is the sun because she is the wife of Vishnu. And who was born from Vishnu, dear devotees? Brahma. The first living entity was born from Vishnu is Brahma. Therefore, instead of going directly to Sri Vishnu, she first took help of the sun. And the sun was the one who came and delivered the message of distress of the mother, so that the father will take it utmost seriously, dear devotees. Sometimes otherwise the fathers don't listen when the wife directly comes and complains. Yes, Matajis can, you know, understand. Sometimes we go and complain, but are our complaints heard every time? No. So it's important sometimes, Prabhu. We understand, you know, sometimes the husbands don't listen directly. So this is the reason why Bhumi Devi first approached Brahma. Now, Brahma very quickly decided to do something. What did Brahma decide to do, Prabhuji? Kindly read.
She related the calamitous position of the earth. And after hearing this, Lord Brahma became much aggrieved. And he at once started for the ocean of milk where Lord Vishnu resides.
At once Brahma started for Kshirosagar, ocean of milk, where he resides. A very important lesson to be learnt at this point of time, dear devotee. Very important lesson that we might have missed in our usual reading of the 10th canto. A very important lesson to be learnt. And this lesson is in front of us, dear devotees. Let's sing the verse together, same meter. लोके व्यापक एव यद्यपि विभु सत्यं तथापीष्टदो ध्येयो ध्यान जुषा समेत्य भगवान् प्रासादमेवोज्ज्वलम् सद्वर्त्मेदमिति व्यबोधिविधिना दुग्धाब्धिमा जग्मुषा नो चेत् स्वस्थल एव सर्वविदसौ चक्रेण योगं कुता. Are, please learn something. Loke vyapaka eva yadyapi vibhu. Is Bhagwan not present everywhere in the world? Is he present or not? Yes. Satyam. This is a fact. Tathapi ishtado. When you want to ask something from him, dhyeyo dhyana jusha. A person who wants to ask something should ask by Sametya Bhagavan Prasadam, by going to the abode of Bhagavan. Dear devotees, whenever you want to ask something from Bhagavan, never forget to first go directly to the temple of Bhagavan and ask at the home of Sri Bhagavan. It's very important thing. Sadvartma idam. This is the correct way. Iti vyabodhi vidhina. And this was taught by Vidhi himself, Brahma himself, who first went to Dugdhabdim, to the milk ocean, at the residence of Vishnu. Dear devotees, here where we are staying, where is Bhagavan's home here in this entire place? The temple. ISV, yes. So whenever you want to ask something, don't just ask in the air. If you have a desire, you wish to ask something, please make sure that where do you ask? By approaching Bhagavan in the temple where he stays. No chet. Sri Suri says, if that is not the case, please tell me. Swasthala eva. Can't Brahma sit in his own place and meditate on Bhagavan? When the universe began, what was Brahma doing? Meditating. on the same place. Can't Brahma do the same thing here? But Brahma now wants to ask for something very specific. And when you want to ask for something very specific and personal, you have to learn the fact that it is important to approach Bhagavan by going and visiting the temple, dear devotees. This is a very important fact, and this is what is taught by the behavior of Sri Brahma at this particular point of time. Because there are many people in India who think that we will pray to the impersonal Brahman in the air and we will get our desires. But are we impersonalists or are we devotees? We are devotees. And as devotees, we should approach Bhagavan at his residence and then pray to him. This was very clearly shown by Brahmaji in his behavior. Dear devotees, Brahmaji didn't go alone. Brahmaji took somebody with him. Whom did Lord Brahma take? Lord Shiva. Brahmaji took Lord Shiva and other devatas. But importantly, he took Lord Shiva with him. Question arises. What is the question? Why? There is an important reason, dear devotees, why Lord Brahma took Lord Shiva along with him. And this reason is also specified very clearly. This verse is in a different meter, Shikharini. How many of us have sung Jagannath Ashtakam? Yes? Same meter as Jagannath Ashtakam. I'll try to sing. Please repeat after me. Yada syatam sattvanusaranachanau dvavapi gunau. Yada syatam nusaranachanau dvavapi gunau. Tada yoga siddho bhavati bhagavat prapakati. Tada yoga siddho bhavati bhagavat prapakati. Spudam yat kshirabdhau sahara parameshthi prasarana. Spudam yat kshirabdhau sahara parameshthi prasarana. Samadhi siddho bhududita hari sakshat kriti sukha. Samadhi siddho bhududita hari sakshat kriti sukha. Dear devotees, it's very important to take Lord Shiva to the milk ocean. Very important. Why? To drink poison, but there's milk ocean. There's only milk to drink there. Grandson, okay. Important to take the grandson. Wonderful. See, people are already thinking about reasons. You're already meditating on Krishna Lila. That's very good. Dear devotees, Sri Arisuri says very important reason here very clearly. When the yogi wants to attain perfection in life, every yogi has to do something. In every yogi's body, there are three modes of nature. What are the three modes of nature, dear devotees? Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Acha. He says, Yadi Syatam, if it so happens for any yogi, Sattvanu Sarana Chanau, two modes become Anukul. What is the meaning of Anukul? Favorable. Two Sattva Guna in their body. Which two gunas should become favorable to Sattva Guna? Rajoguna and Tamoguna. As soon as Rajoguna and Tamoguna become anukul to which guna? Sattva guna. Immediately Samadhi Siddho Bhut. Samadhi is attained. And the yogi attains a darshan of Bhagwan. Does he not attain, dear devotees? Yes. When Rajogun and Tamogun completely surrender and become anukul towards which guna? Sattva guna. Sattva guna is firmly established. In Sattva guna, the yogi gets darshan of Bhagwan. Everybody agrees? Yes. Now, dear devotees, who is the presiding deity of Rajogun in the universe? And who is the presiding deity of Tamogun in the universe? So, the presiding deity of Rajogun and the presiding deity of Tamogun became Anukul. What is the one meaning of Anukul? What is the second meaning of Anukul? Near the shore. They became Anukul. Kul means shore. Have you heard Kalindira Kule Keli? So cool means sure. They became anukul to the presiding deity of which guna? Who is the presiding deity of Sattva guna? And as soon as that happened, Bhagwan Vishnu's darshan was immediately attained, dear devotees. It could not have happened without taking the presiding deity of which guna? Tamoguna. Therefore, the presiding deity of Rajoguna took the presiding deity of Tamoguna and became anukul, favorable to the presiding deity of which guna? Sattva guna. So very important reason, dear devotees. Then Bhagwan Vishnu said, gave darshan to Sri Brahma in his heart. This is called as Antar Darshan. He gave darshan and he spoke something to Brahma. He said that please very soon I will appear in the lunar dynasty, in the Vrishni dynasty. All of you, Devatas, should also take birth in that very dynasty. And once you take birth in that dynasty, I will also gradually appear. I will appear as the son of whom? Devaki and Vasudeva. So the Devatas started taking birth. Meanwhile on earth, the marriage of Devaki and Vasudeva happened after some time. This marriage is described by Srila Prabhupada in the Krishna book. Prabhuji, kindly read.
Once upon a time, Vasudeva, the son of Surasena, just after marrying Devaki, was going home on his chariot with his newly wedded wife. At that time, Kamsa, the son of Ugrasena, in order to please his sister Devaki, had voluntarily taken the reins of the horses of Vasudeva's chariot and was driving.
All right. So, dear devotees, there is something very typical in an Indian marriage. There's a very nice verse which describes an Indian marriage. How many of you have been to an Indian marriage? Obviously, all of you have been. Yeah. There is a very nice verse which describes an Indian marriage, dear devotees. This is the marriage of Devaki and Vasudeva, but every Indian marriage, there is something very nice. I will sing this, please repeat after me. Kanya varayate rupam Mata vittam pita shrutam Bandhava kulamichanti Mishtanamitare jana. Dear devotees, in a marriage, different people have different desires. Kanya varayate rupam. The girl, she wants rupam, handsomeness. She wants a handsome husband. Mata vittam. The mother of the girl, she is thinking is, my son-in-law rich. Paisa. Paisa chahiye. Pita shrutam. The father of the girl, he is thinking, is he educated enough? Bandhavaha kulam icchanti. Other relatives are thinking, is she getting married in good family? We have to sit with good people in the future. And itare jana, remaining people, mishtannam. Other people in marriage, they are thinking, when will the ceremony get over? Mithai kab khane ko milega? So this is what it is, Prabhu. Kindly read.
In a marriage, the girl desires a smart and handsome man. Her mother desires a financially stable man. Her father desires a highly educated man. The immediate relatives desire a good family man. And all others, they simply desire to have good sweets in the wedding feast.
Yes, Prabhu. So, dear devotees, different living entities have different desires. How many of us have gone to a wedding with the last desire? Please raise your hands. Yeah. We have all. You never gone to wedding like that, Prabhu? No? Wow. Prabhu, nobody is believing you. Yeah? You come for Prashad. Oh, good. Yeah. So we all are in the category where we wanted to have sweets at the end of wedding. So, dear devotees, this is a typical Indian marriage, and this should always be the case. In all the marriages that we celebrate, we should have all these aspects. And so Devaki's marriage was going on. At that point of time, something important happened. Dear devotees, there was a roar in the sky and something was spoken. Prabhuji, please read.
The procession was passing very pleasingly, and Kamsa was driving the chariot, when suddenly there was a miraculous sound vibrated from the sky, which especially announced to Kamsa, Kamsa, you fool! You are driving the chariot of your sister and your brother-in-law, but you do not know that the 8th child of this sister will kill you.
Prabhu, what did the Akashvani say? What is the first sentence that it said? Kamsa, you fool. Prabhuji, do devatas abuse? Because Akashvani is the voice of the devatas. How did the devatas start abusing that to Kamsa at this point of time? What happened that the devatas from the sky, instead of, usually they greet like, hey comes, they say like this, hey comes, please listen. The eighth child of Devaki will kill you. This is how we all have heard of Akashvani, na? Huh? Hare Murkh comes. So how did this happen, Prabhu? Achyut Kumar Prabhu, what happened to the devatas? They lost their control of Vani. Huh. Yes, we will do Vaishnava Prad. Okay, very good. Kamsa has already troubled devatas so much they are frustrated. Are Prabhu, the devatas are afraid of Kamsa. All the devatas are afraid of Kamsa. Now, suddenly, one fine day, they are coming and roaring in front of Kamsa. Kamsa, you fool! Previously, they don't. How can they dare to come in front of Kamsa and say like this? Mayapur Vihari Prabhu. Yes, dear devotees. Wonderful. This is the answer we were looking for. So, Prabhuji, this is what happened at that point of time. And this is the verse. Same meter, Shardul Vikriditam. Let's sing together. यद्भीतिर्मनसि स्थिता विधिबलात् तच्छिक्षकेणाभयम् दत्तं चेत् स हि कीदृशोऽपि गतभिस्तस्याग्रतो गर्जति युक्तं ब्रह्ममुखेन दैवतगणो लब्ध्वाम्बुधावाश्रयम् दैत्यारेर्गतसाध्वसं नभसि यत् कंसाग्र एवं जगौ यद्भीतिर्मनसि स्थिता. Today, if you are afraid, Achyut Kumar Prabhu, let's say you stay in a neighborhood where there's a big mafia person staying, and every morning you go, that mafia person stares at you. You good? You behaving nicely? In your mind there is bhiti. Manasi sthita vidhi balat. Now, tat shikshakena bhayam. Now some bigger mafia comes to town and keeps his hand on your shoulder. He said, tomorrow I will come with you. My hand will be on your shoulder. All right? Yeah, imagine Achyut Kumar Prabhu with a bigger mafia's hand on his shoulder. But you are frustrated, for years you have been tortured by this person. So, kidrishopi, no matter how powerless you might be, but now on your shoulder, the bigger mafia is keeping his hand. Tasyagrato garjati. In front of him, you will go garajna abhi. Now years of piled up frustration is now going to come forward. So next day you go with him standing behind you, then that other person mafia. And the first thing, years of frustration will come out in which form, Prabhuji? You fool, Kamsa. So the demigods are still very gentle because they only said fool. If it would be somebody else, then we would have heard some other not so hearable words in dear devotee. Yuktam, therefore, it is correct when Brahma and Lord Vishnu gave them, Bhagavan Vishnu gave them that confidence, don't worry, I am coming. At that time they went in front of Kamsa. For years they wanted to do this, to relieve the frustration. Sometimes years of piled up frustration is relieved by giving bad words. Yes. So that is what they did. So they relieved years of frustration by giving bad words to Kamsa at that point of time. There is a special happiness that one gets after speaking words like this. So do we have, this is in Sanskrit, it is called gali. है ना, गाली देना. So do we have gali galoch in the spiritual world? Question, Achit Kumar Prabhu, for you. Do we have gali in the spiritual world? Yes. No. No, everybody is following four regulative principles. Everybody is nice. Huh? In spiritual world, is there gali galoch? Yes. In Golok Vrindavan, there is. You know, Krishna and all their friends, they sometimes go and they go to a valley. And a valley, you say, Hari Bol, and the valley says, Hari Bol. And the Krishna and all the friends are very amused. Then they start speaking some not so speakable words. So this is one of the fun pastimes that Krishna and all the boys carry out. So when they go to such valleys where the voice resounds, so they want to hear the valley give the gali. You understand? So the gali in the valley is done by Krishna and the friends. And this is one of the reasons why gali exists also in the spiritual world. Anyways, we'll move ahead. So at that point of time, Kamsa decided to slaughter Devaki. But Vasudev came in the way and gave a promise. What is the promise that Vasudev gave? That I will deliver each of my child personally to you. Sometimes people ask, why did Kamsa allow Devaki and Vasudev to stay together? Hai ki nahi, huh? But because they don't stay together, no problem at all. Hai na, huh? He could have separated them and kept them in separate places then. But Kamsa knows this Vishnu is so tricky. Sometimes he just directly enters through the mind. Sometimes he takes birth through various processes. So he wanted to ensure that Vishnu takes birth in the prison where he has complete control. And I want to see the 8th child take birth in front of me. And I want to ensure that this 8th child is killed by me with my own hands. Then I will be assured that this child will not be my killer. I will change my destiny. Because if I keep them separate and then Vishnu plays some trick and directly enters into the womb of Devaki, then also I am in big trouble. So I have to ensure that all children take birth and every child is personally killed. For this reason, Kamsa kept both of them together. Now the first child was born and Vasudev was such a man of his word. Vasudev bought the first child to Kamsa. Vasudev brought the first child to Kamsa. Kamsa said, Arey, no need of bringing. This is not the 8th child. Which child is this? First child. No need of bringing. Take it back. Take him back. So he sent him back. Later somebody comes in order to incite Kamsa. Okay, who comes, dear devotees? Narad Muni. So there is something about Narad Muni, dear devotees. There is something special about the character of Narad Muni. You know, what is special about the character of Narad Muni? Provocation. So many times it is said, you know, sometimes devotees try to justify. No, Narad Muni is not like that. He doesn't do anything like this. Narad Muni is our Acharya. Yes, he is our Acharya. But there is a very famous verse about Narad Muni in the Mahabharata. Prakarta kalahanam cha nityam cha kalaha priya. This is specified in the Mahabharata. Between the devatas and demons, he loves to provoke. Now there is a reason for his behavior. He loves to do that because he wants to bring about the pastimes of Sri Krishna, you know, as soon as possible. But still, if at any point of time, any conflict is to be arranged between the devatas and the asuras, you will find one person who will ignite the conflict. And who is that person, dear devotees? Narad Muni. So therefore in Marathi, from where I come in Maharashtra, if some person is like that, backbiter, huh? We call, anybody from Maharashtra here? Yeah, Are Bapre, huh? So we call them Kalicha Narad. Kalicha Narad means, Kali means quarrel. Huh? So quarrel karne wala Narad Muni, dear devotees. We call them Kalicha Narad. So a backbiter who, you know, causes fight between two people is often referred to as Narad, because there is a history. There is a verse in the Mahabharata. Prakarta kalahanam cha nityam cha kalaha priya. He loves to incite conflicts between devatas and asuras in order to bring the victory of Shri Vishnu. So Narad Muni then told him, Are Baba, you don't know, Konsa bacha is 8th and Konsa is 1st. So better is you slaughter all of them. Basically, the 6 children of Devaki, they were in the previous lifetimes, they were sons of Kalanemi. And they were cursed by Hiranyakashipu that you will be killed in your next life by your own father. So their father was Kalanemi in previous life, and then next life, Kalanemi became Kamsa. And Kamsa became the killer of these 6 children. Now, at that point of time, when the 7th child was about to enter, who was the 7th child, dear devotees? Ananta Shesh Balram. At that point of time, Bhagavan came and ordered Yogamaya something, and this is what Bhagavan said to her. Prabhu, kindly read.
The Lord thus informed Yogamaya, under the imprisonment of Kamsa or Devaki and Vasudeva, and at the present moment, my plenary expansion Shesha is within the womb of Devaki. You can arrange the transfer of Shesha from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. After this arrangement, I am personally going to appear in the womb of Devaki with my full potencies. Then I shall appear as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. And you shall appear as the daughter of Nanda and Yashoda in Vrindavana. Since you will appear as my contemporary sister, and since you will quickly satisfy desires for sense gratification, people within the world will worship you with all kinds of valuable presentations, incense, candles, flowers, and offerings of sacrifice.
Dear devotees, there's something very important that Krishna did at this point of time. After telling Yogamaya, giving her an order, you transfer Ananta Shesh from whose womb to whose womb? Rohini. And then you will personally manifest in the world and people will worship you. People will worship you like anything. Today, it is a fact. People in India and many people around the world worship her. This benediction came true. Something to be learnt, dear devotees, from all of us about Bhagwan's behavior towards Yogamaya. And there is something that all of us who are working either in the temple, who are giving some services in the temple or in our workplace, there's something we should learn, dear devotees, from Krishna's behavior. What is to be learned from Krishna's behavior? Let's sing the same meter, dear devotees. कार्ये सत्युदिते स्वयं नृपतिना सत्कार्य एवार्हणै नित्यं सन्निहितः स्पशोऽपि कुरुते कार्यं सतेनोत्सवात् नीतिर्नीतिमता व्यबोधिहरिणा सत्कार्यमायां तदा कार्ये योजयता प्रभोरितर्था किं सेहते वेतरम. Karye satyudite. Dear devotees, please listen. Whenever any task arises, you have any need to do any work, Swayam Nripatina, and you are the leader, you have been appointed in a leadership position. First and foremost, Satkarya Evarhanai, the servant who is going to do work for you. Please call the servant and do some satkar. Please remember, call the servant and at the beginning of the work, do a little bit of satkar. What is satkar? Honor, appreciation, glorification. Why? Nityam sannihitah spashopi. Although he may be your eternal servant, but spashopi, a servant also then, karyam satena utsavat, does the work with great enthusiasm. Sometimes we think this person is my assistant. He is supposed to help me. And then we do not appreciate that person at all. Nitir niti meta, the most intelligent Bhagavan Sri Hari demonstrated in his own pastimes that when he called his eternal servant, who was his eternal servant? Yogamaya. First and foremost, he told her, gave her words of encouragement and glorified her. Otherwise, Itaratha kim sehate vetanam, did Yogamaya ask him for any salary? No, na? Yogamaya never asked him for any salary, but he voluntarily told her that you will get this. Dear devotees, at any point of time, has Bhagavan taken any seva from any servant and not paid the servant back? Only in one case, where Bhagavan was not able to pay the servants back. Gopis. That is because Bhagavan was defeated at that point of time. He said, this is beyond the pay scale that I can afford. But otherwise, has Bhagwan ever not given the servant reciprocation? Never. So Bhagwan has always given reciprocation to his servants. We should all learn. We may be serving in the temple, we may be serving in our workplace. People who are working under us, they may be our, sevakas, assistants. But from time to time, we must always reciprocate with them. If we don't reciprocate with our servants, then we are not good leaders, dear devotees. Bhagwan always reciprocates with his servants. And therefore, we should also always learn to reciprocate with our servants. Imagine, Achyut Kumar Prabhu, you serve under somebody for 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, they say to you, thank you, Achyut Kumar Prabhu. Wonderful, Hare Krishna. It was very nice. We had your seva. Thank you so much. Now you can go elsewhere. Would you feel nice in your heart? No. Obviously, you want some sort of reciprocation. Although we say, we should do causeless seva, there should be no desire in heart. That is from the servant side. From the master side, should the master think, oh no, he is not supposed to desire anything. That the master is not supposed to think. The master is supposed to give and the servant is not supposed to expect anything. This is Vedic culture. The giver is supposed to give, the receiver is not supposed to expect anything. So even if the receiver doesn't expect anything, the giver is supposed to give. This is a very important facet of our culture, dear devotees. So let's keep this in mind always. And then the first personality who entered the womb after that was whom? Ananta Shesh. Bhagavan Ananta Shesh becomes the elder one. And there is a very good reason why. Sri Hari Suri asks a question and then gives a reply why. Why did Ananta Shesh become the elder one before Sri Krishna? Because in the previous incarnation, in Sri Ram's incarnation, Ananta Shesh was elder one or younger one? Now this time he is becoming which one? Elder one. All right. Something has changed. And what has changed? This has been specified in the commentary. Please repeat after me. Ashesha Jeshtha Evasma Prabhur Evam Vachah Satam Kartum Sarvam Shatonvartham Chakre Shesham Nijagrajam. Are Prabhur Evam Vachah Satam. All the sadhus are saying something. Bhagavan Shri Krishna thought all the sadhus are saying something. What are all the sadhus saying? That our Shri Krishna is Ashesha Jeshtha. What is the meaning of Ashesha Jeshtha? Ashesha Jeshtha means Ashesh, amongst infinite living entities. Our Lord Krishna is Jeshtha. What is the meaning of Jeshtha? Greatest or first. All the sadhus say, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. Krishna himself says, I am the original one from whom everybody has arisen. So dear devotees, all the sadhus were saying something. Let's repeat what all the sadhus were saying. Our Krishna is Ashesha Jeshtha. Therefore, our Bhagwan became, dear devotees, please see here, Shesha, except for Shesha. He became Jeshtha. Means without. Shesha means Balaram, dear devotees. So except for Shesha, our Lord became Jeshtha for this reason. Ashesha, one meaning of Ashesha is infinite. One meaning of Shesha is without which personality? Shesha. Therefore, our Bhagwan became Shesha. Without Shesha, our personality, Sri Krishna, became Jeshtha, the senior of everybody. So Bhagwan Krishna will be the senior most, except for one person. Which person? Balaram. So Balaram will always remain elder in this particular pastime. Sri Hari Suri also says that Balaram is the ideal servant. Please repeat after me. Adhyasamanam prabhuna nijenayo Bhumim vishodhya shutadanyato vase Satsevakosau bhavati priyah prabho Agresaraschapi sadeti tatsputam Adhyasamanam prabhuda nijenayo. As soon as the Lord calls the servant, The ideal servant is one who, Bhumim Vishodhya, comes before the master and cleans the place where the master is supposed to reside. Krishna was supposed to reside in the exact same womb. Which womb? Devaki. Therefore, the good servant is one who arrives before the master, cleans the place nicely, and after cleaning the place doesn't stay there. After cleaning the place, does the servant stay there or go somewhere else? And that is an ideal servant, dear devotees. Therefore, Balram came first. He is the eternal servant as Ananta Shesh. And he stayed in the womb and he ensured that the place is first class. For whose residence? Krishna. And then, instead of staying for entire 9 months, he immediately went to some other place. That is the characteristic of an ideal servant, which Sri Balaram exhibited at that point of time, dear devotees. Agre Saraha. Therefore, the ideal servant has to come before the master. The ideal servant cannot come after the master. He has to come always before the master. This is what it is. Then, dear devotees, finally, our Bhagavan at this point of time, first and foremost appeared where? In the mind of Vasudeva. Srila Prabhupada describes this in the Krishna book. Prabhu, kindly read.
After this arrangement, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who is always ready to protect his unalloyed devotees, entered within the mind of Vasudeva as the Lord of the whole creation, with full inconceivable potencies. It is understood in this connection that Lord Krishna first of all situated himself in the unalloyed mind of Vasudeva and was then transferred to the heart of Devaki. He was not put into the womb of Devaki by seminal discharge.
Alright. Prabhu, so Bhagavan first entered into Vasudeva's. Question arises. What is the question? Why? Why did Bhagavan enter first into Vasudeva's mind? Can anybody please tell me? Okay, to invoke the feelings as a father. Okay, good reason. Okay, any other reason? Yes, Prabhu. Okay, so Vasudeva was always absorbed in Krishna through the mind, therefore he entered through the mind, all right? Okay, to express the importance of Antardarshan. Okay, wonderful. Krishna knew Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So that's a fact. Krishna knows Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. Okay, wonderful. So Krishna comes, he purifies the place. Wonderful. So he first appeared in the mind to purify the mind. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So the very good reasons. All of these are wonderful reasons, dear devotees. And thank you so much for meditating on Sri Krishna Lila. See, the commentator is now inspiring you to think about Krishna. This is the magical effect of the commentators. Once you start reading from various angles, you start thinking about Krishna Lila. Try to think that you're in the final moment of your life. And you end up thinking about one of these pastimes at the final moment of your life. And you close your eyes thinking like this. Next time you open your eyes, you will be in the direct presence of Sri Krishna. How does that sound? Thank you. So, this is required, dear devotees. And therefore, Bhagavan entered into Vasudeva's mind for many reasons. Sri Hari Suri in his commentary has given 13 reasons for Krishna entering into the minds of Vasudeva. I am trying to give a few of those reasons. So if I do 13 reasons, there was a separate class for only entering into the mind. So instead of giving all the 13 reasons, I am giving a few reasons, dear devotees. And this is one of the reasons. Please repeat after me. This verse is in the meter Vasanta Tilakam, like Brahma Samhita. I'll sing, please sing after me. Gopalanam mama vidheyamiha gratosti. तत्पालके वसतिरेव पुरोपयुक्ता इत्येव गोगणनियन्तरि चेतसीशो Vasam chakara kimu vabhyasanaya tasya. Shri Krishna was thinking, Gopalanam mama vidheyam. Later in life, I have to become Gopal. What is meaning of Gopal? Protecting the cows, herding the cows, maintaining the cows. Later in my life, Gopalanam mama vidheyam. I have to become a Gopal. But in order to become a good Gopal, I have to do something. What do I have to do? Tat palake vasati. First, I have to stay with an existing Gopal to learn the art. Yes or no, dear devotees? Yes. Without staying with an existing Gopal, can you learn how to become a good Gopal? No. Therefore, our Krishna, in order to become Gopal, stayed with a Gopal. Understood? There are two meanings to the term go. One meaning is cow, another meaning is go, senses, pal. What is the sense which takes care of all the other senses? Therefore, dear devotees, in order to become a good Gopal, our Lord first stayed with an existing Gopal, and that was the mind, dear devotees. So this is the reason why, this is one reason of the 13. Another reason, this reason is in a different meter. I will try to sing it, please repeat after me. पितृतोऽपि पितामहस्य नप्तर् पितृतोऽपि पितामहस्य न र्यनुरागोऽधिक इत्यशेषलोक अनुरागोऽधिक इत्यशेषलो वदतीत्यनुभूतयस्य कामं वदतीत्यनुभूतयस्य स्वयमागात्स पितामहोपकण्ठं स्वयमागात्स पितामहोपकण्ठं. So Arisuri says, all of you have experience of this, huh? Pitritopi pitamahasya anuraga adhika. Pita is father, and who is pitamaha? Grand. Acha, how many of you feel that staying with grandfather is much dearer to you than staying with father? Please raise your hand. Yes, everybody agrees. How many of you have had the pleasure of spending a few months or a few weeks every year in your childhood with your grandparents? Yes. Would you like to go back to your, when you were spending time with your grandparents, would you like to go back to your parents at that point of time? No. So Shri Harisuri says, Pitritopi pitamahasya naptari anurago adhika. Are, the grandfather has much more affection towards the grandchild as compared to the father. Iti ashesha loka. The entire world know this. Dear devotees, therefore, our Bhagavan decided to spend time with the grandfather of his lunar dynasty. If you, how is the mind the grandfather of the lunar dynasty? The father is Chandrama, moon, and the moon was born from one place. Chandrama, manasas Chandrama jatah. The Srimad Bhagavatam says, the moon was born from which principle, dear devotees? Mind. So if the father of the lunar dynasty is the moon, then who's the grandfather, dear devotees? Mind. Therefore our Bhagavan decided, I also want to have some happiness of staying with my grandfather. Let me stay in the mind for some time before I appear. One final reason, dear devotees. This verse is this is the final verse for today. We'll sing in the meter Shardul Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Let's sing together, dear devotees. Yauahau mamaloka vishruta gati pakshishwara syandanau siddhau tau bhuvi narma karmani tatha yatra suvajau kvachit भक्तानां तु मनोरथो मम मतास् तत्राणवेलास्विति प्रख्यात्यै सतदारुरोह भगवांस्तचेत एवादरात्. Shri Krishna is thinking, Yo Vahau, I have two important chariots in the world, two important vehicles which I use for travel. What are the two important vehicles that Bhagavan uses for travel? Pakshi Ishvara. First is my Pakshi Ishwar, who is the lord of all the birds, Garuda. Syandanau, and what is the second? Chariot. Syanda, my chariot. These are two of my speediest vehicles. Siddhautau. These two vehicles are expert. Bhuvi Narma Karmani. In all the activities that I want. Yatrasu, wherever I want to travel. Vajau, if I want to fight anywhere, Kvachit. These two vehicles are good for all other purposes, dear devotees. So, dear devotees, there are two vehicles which are very famous for Krishna, which are very frequently used by Krishna. What are the two vehicles, dear devotees? Garuda and chariot. But when it comes to saving my devotees, there is one ratha which is much more speedier than these two rathas. Bhakta nam tu manoratha. What is there are two meanings of manoratha, dear devotees. One meaning of manoratha is desire. Another meaning of manoratha is chariot of the mind. When it comes to protecting the devotees, there is only one chariot, which is the speediest. In Draupadi's pastime, this was proved very clearly. When Draupadi was to be saved, did Krishna come sitting on Garuda or did Krishna come sitting on his chariot? Krishna came sitting on one ratha. Which ratha was that, dear devotees? Manoratha. And therefore, Bhagavan decided that it is time to rescue all the devotees. Therefore, first and foremost, I will appear within that chariot, which is the most important chariot, and that is the devotee's chariot of the mind. And for this reason, Bhagavan appeared in Sri Vasudev's mind. Sri Jiva Goswami concludes by saying something. When Sri Krishna appeared, Vibabhuva vina satyam dhyanam tretam vina makha vina dvaparam abhyarcha harer nama kalim vina. When Sri Krishna appeared, something happened, dear devotees. Wonderful happened. It was not Satya Yoga, but everybody was meditating on Bhagavan. It was not Treta Yoga, but the Brahmanas were all offering sacrifices. It was not even Dwapar Yoga, because Dwapar Yoga had ended technically, but everybody was offering deity worship, and Kali Yuga had not yet arrived, but everybody was singing the joyous names of Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This was the first appearance, dear devotees, of Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the material world. So, dear devotees, this is our Krishna Katha. Prabhuji, we will conclude with this quote from Srila Prabhupada.
The topics of Lord Krishna are so auspicious that they purify the speaker, the hearer, and the inquirer. They are compared to the Ganges waters, which flows from the toe of the Lord Krishna. Wherever the Ganges water go, they purify the land and the person who bathes in them. Similarly, Krishna Katha, or the topics of Krishna, are so pure that wherever they are spoken, the place, the hearer, the inquirer, the speaker, and all concerned become purified.
Thank you, dear devotees. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare, thank you. So, we do we have time for question and answers? Where is Sachinandan Nimai Prabhu? Okay. So let's take some question and answers. If there are some devotees want to ask a few queries, we can have some time. Yes, there. Tejas Prabhu. Yes. Please take the mic.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
You had presented one slide where Hari Suri mentioned the reason why Balaram was the elder brother. So that seems to be the reason, like in Naimittik Lila, but what is the reason for Nitya Lila, Prabhu?
The Nitya Lila also, he is Ashesha Jeshta. Na? Bhagavan is Ashesha Jeshta in only Naimittik Lila or Nitya Lila?
No, I agree, but because it's saying like the sadhus were thinking this, right, Prabhu? So
Yeah.
that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, the sadhus always say, Vachah Satam, the sadhus have always been saying, our Lord is Ashesha Jeshta, our Lord is infinitely. And then he gave another reason, that the servant is somebody who comes before the master and cleans the place and goes. Another reason is also mentioned in some Ramayans, where it is said that Lakshman did not like, you know. But eternally, there is a reason why Balram is elder and Krishna is younger. Because Krishna Leela is that Leela wherein he likes to be controlled by his devotees in all rasas. So that is one reason why in Krishna Leela, he doesn't act as the controller. In Vrindavan, does he control anybody or is he mainly controlled by others? What? He mainly controlled by others. So in Vrindavan, he doesn't want to take the headache of becoming a elder brother. Because elder brother means you have to control others. So when he is younger brother, he is free to make all mistakes. And elder brother is supposed to correct. But he becomes the elder brother, then he'll have to act ideally. And that is not possible in Vrindavan. So he wants to act, make all the mistakes and be correct from time to time. So that is one reason, Prabhuji. Right? Okay. Anybody? Yes, Prabhuji. Please give the mic ahead. I think we are setting up the table. The table is being set up. Yeah. Till that time we can have discussion. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. So we are having discussion till that time. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, thank you for the class. Since today is the day for why, yes, one why came in my mind while we are reading this, that the Ganges water which flow from
Mute
the
running.
flow of Lord
Huh?
Krishna.
Onion mute.
We also know that Mother Ganges flows through the head of Lord Shiva, stays there and then flows down. So why, I'm just trying to understand that from the toes of Lord Krishna and then head of the Lord Shiva and then coming down. So maybe there might be some
Yeah. So
reasons.
yeah. So the thing is, when she begins flowing from the toe of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, she was initially touched by the lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. And this is called as Charanamrit. Any water which has touched the lotus feet of Bhagwan becomes known as Charanamrit. And the first right over Charanamrit is not with Bhagwan. The first right of Charanamrit is with whom? Devotees. And who is the greatest devotee in the universe? Therefore, the in temple, who gets the first Charanamrit? Srila Prabhupada gets the first Charanamrit from the deities. Yes or no? Because we know that in the temple, the greatest devotee who is established is Srila Prabhupada. So similarly, in the universe, there is one Acharya established, Bhagwan Shiv. And he gets the first dose of Charanamrit from Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. And that is why it first comes to him. And when he first touches it to his head, and at that point of time, then it goes to all the other devotees. Like after Prabhupada tastes it, then the remnants come to all of us. So that is what is the case here. I hope this satisfies your query. Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji, you wanted to say something?
Prabhu, I have a question. So, first of all, thank you so much for such a nectarian class, Prabhu. We eagerly wait all through the year when Hari Parshad Prabhu is going to come. And this time it is only one day, so we are taking
Next time more days. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hari Bol. So, Prabhu, my question is it only in Ram Leela that Balram came as younger brother? In every other incarnation with Krishna and Balram or the brothers, it's always the Balram is the older brother?
There are which other Leela does Balram come specifically? If you try to think about it, brotherly relation is not seen in any of the avatars. Brotherly relationship was seen only in two avatars. That is Shri Ram and Shri Krishna. And Shri Ram, he tried being the younger brother. But he didn't like to be controlled so much. So it said that he desired once, I want to become elder. Enough now. Let me have the pleasure of controlling you as the younger brother. So only in these two incarnations do we find. In any other incarnation that is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we don't find. Usually incarnations are Nar Narayan. Nar Narayan, Nar is Arjun, not Balram. Then any other incarnation which comes into Which are other incarnations comes into? Krishna Balram and Lakshman, and then there is Gaur Nitai. Gaur Nitai, Krishna Balram only. Nothing different. Huh? So this is what it is. So no other incarnation is there where Balram is taking the role of a brother. So that is the answer, right? Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. There were two reasons for drinking Ganga. So one reason which I heard that he was doing yagna and Ganga came in the flow and she spoiled it. That was one reason. Second, I heard that he was doing some achman, and when the spoon of achman fell in the Ganga and he got very angry, he drank Ganga. Which one is the right one, Prabhu?
The first one is the more popular one, which has been heard.
Thank you, Prabhu.
The first is the popular reason, which is quoted, that Jahnu Muni, he drank up the Ganga, and then Jahnu Muni again put her out. That's why she's called Jahnavi, the daughter of Jahnu. So that is why there are sages who are capable of drinking up entire oceans, like Agastya. He is capable of drinking the entire ocean. He drank up once the entire ocean. So there are sages who are capable of doing that. So Jahnu was one such sage, and he was the one who drank up the entire waters of the Ganga, and then put her back out. So that is the first reason that you specified, due to interference in the yajna. That is the popularly quoted reason, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you. Yeah. Who wants to ask? Yeah.
Haribol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tasting, so the taste for the holy name, Prabhu. When we mature in spiritual life, it should increase gradually up, right? So my question is, it's just a fear. It's not, maybe I may be right or I may be wrong. My fear is that, especially in the Western world, we live in a completely materialistic society. And I fear that my desire to hear Krishna Katha, instead of going up, either it may be flat or it may be going down. How do I know where I am in the process, and how can I make modifications or rectifications?
All right. So there is a verse about Krishna Katha in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I will share this verse because this verse is important to understand, and this verse is quoted in 10th canto, first chapter. It is verse number 4. I will share the verse so that all of you can see on the screen, and this verse is shortly I will show you on the screen. This is 10.1.4. निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. So this verse says, Nivrittatarshairupagiyamanat. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in false glorification of material world. And bhavaushadhat, even for those who are materially attached, descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine. So even you may be fearing that we have a lot of material comforts here, but it will be very pleasing to hear Krishna Katha if it is presented in the right manner. Often we are taking it as a syllabus. We have to complete some syllabus, therefore we are reading. So that is not ideally how Krishna Katha should be relished. Krishna Katha should be relished in the association of devotees who are relishing Krishna Katha themselves. Otherwise we will have a very mechanical view of hearing Krishna Katha. And once we have that mechanical point of view, it becomes very difficult to relish such Krishna Katha. So instead of relishing like a newsreader, it is important to stop at every place and relish from multiple points of view of the previous acharyas. Srila Prabhupada specifies this in the commentary to the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhu, you can read what Prabhupada says. Prabhuji, kindly read the highlighted portion. You can read, Prabhu, on the mic. Yeah.
Within the past 500 years, many erudite scholars and acharyas like Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Vallabhacharya, and many other distinguished scholars, even after the time of Lord Chaitanya, made elaborate commentaries on the Bhagavatam. And this serious student would do well to attempt to go through them to better release the transcendental messages.
Yeah. So this is from the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam commentary. The Prabhupada says that the serious student should read the Srimad Bhagavatam from multiple commentaries. This is his direct order. This is a general order. This is not in a letter or in a personal conversation. Prabhupada, how many of us want to become serious students of Srimad Bhagavatam? All one. It is given, Prabhupada says you should hear from multiple angles of vision from multiple acharyas. That is when it becomes possible, Prabhuji. So I hope that answers your query. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great answer.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very well. All right. Anybody else wants to ask? Okay. Yes. Online? Okay. Okay. Yes, please ask. Anybody wants to ask here or online? Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you mentioned in the beginning that, Antakale Smriti, but you said that we should be remembering all the joyous pastimes of Krishna. So can you throw more light on, when you said the joyous pastimes of Krishna?
Would you like to hear joyous pastimes of Krishna? Yes. Should we hear one or two more joyous pastimes? Yes. All right, dear devotees. So I'll share some joyous pastimes with you. We should relish together, dear devotees. It's very important. So there are many joyous pastimes, dear devotees. I will share one of them. This occurs in the childhood pastimes, Bal Leela of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. And in this Bal Leela, I will share a verse or two. Dear devotees, our Bhagwan Shri Krishna one particular night started crying out loudly. All right, very small child, Bhagwan Shri Krishna started crying out loudly. You can see on the screen the very nice description given by Kavi Karnapur. Bhagwan Shri Krishna is crying out loudly at night. Mother Yashoda suddenly wakes up. All the gopis come in front of him. Krishna is loudly crying at night. Mother Yashoda and the gopis, they ask him something. This is the verse which Kavi Karnapur says. Let's sing together. Kim kshiram na kimuttamam dadhinano kim kurchika vanana miksha kim nana kim tavepsitamaho hayangaviram ghanam dasyamo na vishidavatsanataram kupyasvamatre grihot Paneno ruchirityudangulidala Shitam Shumalokaya. Krishna is loudly crying in the middle of the night. For what reason? No reason. Just to give trouble to Mother Yashoda. That's it. That's the only reason. Mother Yashoda, all the gopis come and they are asking him, Kim Kshiram, what do you want? Milk? Krishna's reply, Nah. Kimuttamam Dadhi. Do you want the best of yogurt? Krishna's reply, no, nai. Kim kurchikava. Do you want malai? Nai. So what do you want? Amiksha Kim, do you want buttermilk? Na. Kim tavepsitamaho. Then what do you want, bhai? Tell us. So Krishna says, Hayangavinam ghanam. I want ghanam, big ball of butter right now. So Mother Yashoda and the gopis say, Dasyamo, we will give. Na Vishida, don't cry. Na Taram Kupya, so don't get angry on your mother. So Krishna says, I'm very angry. Why? Grihot Panne no ruchi. I don't like anything made by my mother at home. Then what do you like? From where should we get the big ball of butter? Udanguli Dala pointed his finger. Can you see that big ball of butter in the sky? And it's not visible here. Can you see that big ball of butter in the sky? I want that right now. Otherwise, I'll cry loudly. Yeah? So threatening in the middle of the night. Then Mother Yashoda says, I will sing. Please hear. कलयन पितरेत धन्तहयङ्गवीनं प्रतरति कलहंसो व्योमवीथि तडागम् अहमपि कलहंसं प्रार्थये खेलनार्थी तदुपनयत यावन् नैषपारं प्रयाति. Malini Chand. So he says, Mother Yashoda says, Kalayana Pitar. Pitar, the translation is in Hindi. Are mere baap. Kalaya, suno, here. Oh my father. English doesn't make sense. Pitar is Hindi. Oh are mere baap, suno. Na hanta hayyanga vinam. This is not big ball of butter. Acha. Then what is it? Pratarati kalahamso. Are it's a white swan. Pratarati, it is swimming across this dark river. Can you see the dark river? It is swimming across this dark river. Acha. Aham api kalahamsam. I also want one swan. Prarthaye khelanarthi. I never had a swan to play. Nanda Maharaj never bought me a swan. Tadupana yatayavan. Quickly get. Otherwise it is going that direction. Naishaparam prayati. It's going that direction. So like this, there are many, many sweet pastimes, Mataji, where Bhagwan, if you Anand Vrindavan Champu, Gopal Champu, if you spend your day, hearing the sweet Krishna Lila and all these other, this is what Rasika Acharyas have presented. So we have to develop a culture of hearing all of this. So I hope that answers question to a certain degree. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Online there are thank you comments. So first comment, video stop, Prabhuji. What to do? I can't answer that question. 2 hours back. So grateful to the broadcasting team. This is from Ayushi Mataji. Somebody says love of Krishna. Oh, Krishna, water nectar. Okay. Indebted to you for this song. Thank you so much. Beautiful class. Is the umbrella of Vaman Dev manifestation of Anantashesh? Yeah, all objects of service are manifestations of Anantashesh. That is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I will show this Praman because this is the umbrella manifestation of Anantashesh. So I will show this Praman from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it is specified that I will share my screen, and this is the verse which specifies this. You can see Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 5.123. Chhatrapaduka Shayya Upadhan Vasana Arama Avasa Yagya Sutra Simhasana. He serves Lord Krishna assuming all the following forms. Chhatra, umbrella. This is the answer to the query. Slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread. Even the sacred thread of Krishna is whom? Anantashesh. And throne. So these are all the manifestations through which Anantashesh serves Bhagavan Shri Krishna. So that's the answer to a query. So all the online questions have been answered. All right. Yeah. Okay. So should we pause here? Yeah, it's already 9 o'clock. Is Prashadam ready? Okay. Very good, Prabhuji. Thank you so much once again. And Sachinandan Nimai Prabhu for kindly inviting all of us. I'm very, very thankful that you kindly opened the doors. You have, made such nice Prashadam for all of us. Very grateful to you and Jai Shri Radhe Mataji for kindly hosting the dinner so nicely. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
I would like the first program happening by you. I'm honored. Actually, thank you, Prabhu. The first program in this house happening, and that is your program. I think many more to come, and hopefully we are able to serve devotees more and more.
So let this be the beginning of welcoming many more nice devotees at your home, Prabhuji.
Hari
Huh?
Bol, Prabhu.
Let many
But
other devotees come. Yeah.
can we, Prabhu, get a promise that next time when you are here, we'll have a program again at our house?
Sure, we will have a program next time I come. Abhi promise to is difficult thing nowadays. Huh? But if after 1 year I don't remember my promise, it will be big dharm sankat for me. But Mayapur Vihari Prabhu can remember, है ना? कि next year I come, let's try to arrange, because he arranged. He was helpful in the
Yes,
arrangement.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would like to thank Mayapur Vihari Prabhu.
Hari Bol,
Huh?
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you so much.
And I would like to thank him for kindly arranging this wonderful program.
Thank you,
I'm next year when I come to Prabhuji, I stay in touch with Prabhuji, so he can arrange whatever.
Absolutely, Prabhu.
So
It will be an honor.
you can catch hold of Mayapur Vihari Prabhu, and
Yes.
he will arrange the program, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, absolutely.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you, Mataji, for coming as well.
Yeah. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
So, devotees, prasadam is ready. We'll just make the line towards Hari Parshad Prabhu ki. Yes, sorry. So we'll just make the line all the way to the garden, and from there we'll take the prasadam, and we can come back to the tents, as it will be warm inside.